There's something precious and beautiful about a woman's view. We see beauty in friendship, in families, in hard work and passion, yet so much stands in the way of our hopes and our dreams. We are told how to act, to want a husband and children. We are told to conform to impossible standards, to be respectful and quiet. They say we are equal to men, yet when we pursue the same goals as men, we are scrutinized. Although the civil rights movement has passed, there is still a lot that needs to be changed. It's not the word feminism that's important, it's the idea and the ambition behind it. Don't be afraid to stand up for what you believe in. Do what's right and fight for your opinion.
We're all looking glasses, we girls, existing only to reflect their images back to them as they'd like to be seen.
Hollow vessels of girls to be rinsed of our own ambitions, wants, and opinions, just waiting to be filled with the cool, tepid water of gracious compliance.
A man's world, but what did it mean? That men whistled and stared and yelled things at you and you had to take it or you could get raped or beat up?
A man's world meant places men could go, but not women. It meant that they had more money and didn't have kids, not the way women did, to look after every second.
And it meant that women loved them more than they loved women, that they could want something with all their hearts and then not.
I think many people are reluctant to label themselves as feminists because it's gotten kind of a bad rap. Probably because most people identify it as either hating men or being overtly into women's issues in a bad way. Again, bashing on men, that kind of thing. But I don't think that's what it's about. It's about equality for all.
People in power have a hard time thinking about other people gaining power. So generally, like historically, men are in power, and so when they hear girls or guys say I'm a feminist, like they feel their power is threatened, so they just want to squash it like it's not a thing. But it's really just about equality and about everybody having the ability to equitably reach their highest potential.
Sexism, I think, just in a nutshell. Women would be afraid to say it because of the judgment passed on mostly by men, and men would be afraid to say that they're feminists because other men are sexist against men for saying something like that. Which is kind of ironic that men are the main perpetrators of sexism against men and women.
Women and men are reluctant to ascribe the label of feminist to themselves is because they actually have a fundamental misunderstanding of what feminism and feminist theory is. I think a lot of people readily associate feminism with myths that have been perpetuated either in the media or by certain figures, that a feminist is someone who hates men and someone who is really angry and someone who is really militant, when in all actuality, feminist theory in its origin and in its beliefs is talking about examining access and ways that women can gain access or how women have been represented.
To bring them down, I think a lot of men get uncomfortable thinking of women being powerful or equal to men.
Probably because they do devote a lot of their time to women's issues and not about men. But I don't think it's about hating men. It's about uplifting everyone, and women included, because women have been historically, discriminated against and dealt with a lot of issues, and they're still dealing with that, glass ceilings and things like that in work. So.
Because it's easy. It dismisses the real issue. It dismisses the argument on its face. And when you can vilify somebody and say like your argument is emotionally based, it's kind of like a sexist based argument. Like you're being too emotional. You're attacking me. Or just a woman being a woman. Yes.
I believe I am.
I would classify myself as such, yes.
Yes, I would consider myself a feminist. It only makes sense to me.
Yes, I am a feminist in the sense that I want men and women to have equal rights, and I don't think it's fair that if a man and woman do the same job and putting the same amount of work, that the man is just going to get paid more because of his gender. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that that's the way that the world should work.
I see very strong, independent women in the community that balance both, being a mother, working a job.
Well, a woman gave birth to me, so I can barely say without them I wouldn't be alive.
Through my mom, and I feel like I'm kind of really passionate about feminism because of her.
From my earliest days, like I was raised by my grandmother because my mom and dad worked a lot.
All the women I know have affected me in some way.
You can't even conceptualize what that would be like because they're so integral to our everyday lives.
I am married to someone that is a strong, independent woman.
She kind of like stuck to her word to show us that it doesn't matter if there's a man in the house or not. Like, you can be strong and you can take control of the house and of your family in your own way without like needing a husband.
To quote Sheryl Sandberg, it's time to cheer on girls and women.